Unlike previous years and a totally surprise move, Samsung unpacked its flagship, the Galaxy S5 at the MWC in Barcelona. The Galaxy S series is a Samsung super flagship, and Samsung hasn't had a very good run with the S4, thus the S5 has to be a serious contender in every which way. This is what it turned out to be. It has a 5.1-inch Full HD screen, so just a little bigger. The back of the phone morphed from plastic to a perforated leather look. This is an IP67 certified phone and is dust and water resistant. It does seem like a takeoff from Sony's Xperia series. The home button of the phone also works as a fingerprint scanner. Much like the iPhone 5s, Samsung has introduced biometrics on this device. You can configure up to 3 fingerprints on the phone. Once set up, you can swipe your finger to unlock or even to make payments using PayPal account. Like Rajiv mentioned, Samsung has gone beyond the gimmicks on the S5 and instead has added useful tweaks on the phone. For instance, the phone has an ultra power saving mode. If you are low on battery, as low as 10%, enable this mode and you can get almost a day of power. How does that happen? Well, the phone switches to a black and white display. From a list of apps, you can choose any 6 that will run. The phone thus consumes much lesser power, lasting much longer. The Galaxy S5 is equipped with a download booster which will come to great use when downloading large files. It combines the LTE and Wi-Fi speeds for faster downloads. Then there's the Kids mode for parents who have young toddlers fiddling with their phone. The camera interface looks much cuter in the Kids mode with colorful icons and different picture effects. This is of course password protected, so the apps that can be accessed are restricted. There's a 16-megapixel camera on the phone with enhanced HDR mode and selective focus for better pictures. Another special mode is the virtual shot that gives you a 360-degree view of an image. The camera of the phone can also record 4K UHD videos. For quick access to apps that are most frequently used, there is the Toolbox. A maximum of 5 apps can be picked and are displayed on any screen from a drop-down box. The phone runs on the Android 4.4 KitKat OS and has a beastly 2.5 GHz quad-core processor racing in it. It has 2 GB RAM and supports a micro SD card slot up to 128 GB. It has a battery with 2800 mAh capacity. That's not it, there's also a heart rate monitor on the phone. At the back, along with the camera, there's a sensor to measure your heart rate. This may seem useful to some, but this is one feature we find too gimmicky, as you have to stand absolutely still to measure it and it cannot track your heart rate while on the go. But here's a device that can. This is the Samsung Gear 2, that's a one step up from the original Samsung Gear. There is an infrared port in it that can be used to set it up as a remote for any television. It also has a camera that can click 720p pictures. At the back of the watch, there's a heart monitor. It syncs to the health app on your phone and can be used to measure heart rate. You can use the watch to control music on your phone. The screen can be customized by long pressing the icons and toggling them around. The Gear Neo was also announced, which is a similar smartwatch but without a camera. The other big announcement was the Gear Fit. This is Samsung's first true fitness band. There is of course the regulars on it, notifications, display settings, timer, stopwatch and others. There is a pedometer that calculates the steps you take and the calories burnt while running, walking or cycling. There's also an app to calculate your body activity when exercising. This too has a heart rate monitor that measures your heartbeat when on the go. Besides this, there is the media controller to control music on the phone.